early years.
The Emerald Isle has produced many Premier League gems. Another is fast becoming one of the most exciting Irish exports in years.
The smile on my face that day, you just couldn't get it off, and maybe for 2 or 3 weeks after, you were standing, walking around, very, very proud. It was unreal.
I think any young lad that goes out to kick a ball dreams of eventually one day going to play cross-channel in England.
I'd be lying if I said I don't. If I'm sitting in my house some days and, you know, I'm watching telly and I think to myself, wow, I'm playing in the Premier League.
While most players begin their professional journey at club academies, Seamus Coleman took a road less travelled to the heights of the Premier League. The fishing port of Killybegs in the northwest of Ireland is where it all began for the sports-mad youngster. The focal point of this close-knit community is local amateur club St Catherine's, where Coleman is fondly remembered.
Always tenacious. They had plenty of grit and determination in them. Always wanting to learn and listen. Always willing to give 110% all the time. There was never any doubt that if you had Seamus on your team, you know he was going to give it his all for you.
Humble, quiet and dedicated, Coleman was a passionate all-rounder who loved his Sunday League soccer at St Catherine's as much as playing for the local Gaelic football team. Despite his undoubted ability, though, he very nearly slipped under the radar.
I don't actually think that anybody could foresee the future where he is at the present day. I think we all knew he had something special. He was an all-round good sports person. He could turn his hand to most sports within the country.
You know where I'm from. There's a soccer club and a Gaelic club, and I played both. But Gaelic's quite big in Ireland, and you know I played it under 12, under 14, under 16, up to under 18. And you know, it was my #1 sport, everyone knows. And then I kind of got to about the age 18 where I had to make a decision which one I wanted to pick. And I think soccer is the only one you can make a career out of. And thankfully I made the right choice. But you know, I did really enjoy my Gaelic football.
Despite hanging up his Gaelic boots, Coleman recognises his days playing the Irish national game were vital in forging the skills that have seen him rise to the top.
I think of a different mentality, maybe, I suppose, and maybe a lot of other people. You know, it was quite a tough sport. You know, you got hit, you had to get back up, or you know, you could get hit and it mightn't be a free kick, stuff like that. You know, so I definitely learned a lot from it, and I think it stood me very, very well.
Aged 17 and playing amateur Sunday League, Coleman's talent was still undiscovered. That was until a life-changing friendly against Irish Premier Division side Sligo Rovers. Despite suffering a 5-0 defeat, Coleman impressed at the heart of St Catherine's defence, and the rest is history. Sligo wasted no time signing Seamus to his first professional contract, earning €130 a week.
It was a big change, you know. I really enjoyed playing for my club that was St Catherine's at the time, and to step up to Sligo was a massive step up. These guys were training every day, and Monday to Friday, game on a Saturday, off on a Sunday. So I found it difficult to make that step up. But you know, as time went past, you know, I started to feel more comfortable. A new manager came in, he believed in me, and he put me in the team, and I haven't really looked back.
It proved to be the perfect next step as Sligo nurtured his raw talent. Coleman was earning his first professional stripes, and every test thrown at him was passed with flying colours.
This is where he's made his name, and I think Seamus kind of, you know, feels that as well. He'll always, you know, have strong links and great affection for Sligo Rovers. But the people of Sligo, I think, full stop, are very proud that Seamus played here.
After 2 years impressing the Sligo faithful, Coleman had a growing fan base. Celtic, West Ham and Birmingham all showed an interest, but it was Everton who made the move. Just 2 years after his amateur Sunday League days, the 21-year-old unknown had arrived at a club steeped in history. The bright lights of the Premier League now beckoned, and despite living away from home for the first time, Coleman felt a sense of familiarity with his new club.
It was strange, you know. I had mixed feelings, you know. I was, you know, delighted. I couldn't believe that a team like Everton wanted to sign me, but there was that part of me that knew I was, you know, moving away from home and left one great family club to come to another. The people here have been brilliant with me, but the way I looked at it when I came, it was a 2-year contract. I kind of looked at it like it was a 2-year trial, you know. I looked at it like I had to impress the 2 years I was here, and you know, I had some good people here, and thankfully, you know, I got a chance.
It wasn't the first time Everton and Sligo's paths had crossed. 70 years earlier, Sligo pulled off a major coup by coaxing Everton's greatest ever player, Dixie Dean, across the Irish Sea.
Was our chairman at the time had wrote to Dixie to ask him could he recommend a striker to come play for Sligo Rovers, and Dixie wrote back saying that he would play. And you could imagine it created huge excitement, because it's very hard to quantify now for people in the modern era who his standard would be. But you'd have to say someone like Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo if you're going to compare their scoring records. And even though he was past his prime, he's still a huge name in world football, and a former English international as well. So there've been strong links between Everton and, you know, two great ones now, and, you know, two pillars of the club, and first Dixie Dean and now Seamus Coleman.
With an initial price tag of just £60,000, Coleman's transfer wasn't the headline-grabbing news of many Premier League players, as few noticed his arrival at Goodison. It would prove to be one of David Moyes' shrewdest signings for Everton, though, and the defender's career was poised for a huge leap forward. Coleman has nothing but praise for Moyes.
What he's done for me, you know, it's hard to put into words. You know, he's a tough man. You know, he wouldn't be one to give out praise every day and stuff like that. So, you know, you want to work hard and impress him as much as you can, you know. And, you know, when I got in the team, you know, he was great with me, but he always demands that little bit more, which means you never rest on what you've done.
Coleman has clocked up over 100 appearances for the Toffees and even captained the Republic of Ireland since arriving at Goodison. Now, under the tutelage of Roberto Martinez, Coleman has gone from strength to strength.
I've been a big admirer of his for a long time. I think now you see in a Seamus full of maturity, full of enjoyment, and is as good as anyone in the league when he goes forward.
You always want more, I think. You always want more, but I have to be very proud and you know I'm privileged to be where I am. And as I said, I'll never take it for granted. But you know, when I was playing for Sligo, my ambition was to play in England. I'm sure it's everyone's ambition. It happens for some and it doesn't for others. But you know, I worked very hard, and I'll keep working hard, and I want to stay here for as long as I can.
It's a story that every young boy dreams of, and for those who played a pivotal role in the journey from Killybegs to Goodison, it's an immensely proud one.
It can be surreal. You're going, here, that's the wee boy from across the road that just to sit on the wall and look into our backyard. Myself and my brother would have been kicking football, wanting to come in and kick around with us.
He's a great example to any young player that if you have the desire, the passion and the application, you know, then something can come of it.
Coleman is shown skipping away from Santi Cazorla.
I'm not overawed by it anymore like I was when I was younger. You know, when you come in first, you know, I'll always appreciate coming through them gates and every day. But yeah, there's times where I still think to myself, you know, you're playing with some of the best players in the world in this league. It's fantastic, but you know, I feel like I belong here now. Yeah.
Coleman jogs along playing for Everton. Captions read Ireland special.